Okay, so my mom came to visit me in Japan, May 2026, and brought a lot of the spirit of the 80s and 90s, or at least the childhood experience from the 80s and 90s with her, and I think it's pretty impressive. We got a lot of stuff here. Classic stuff like beefaroni, nothing like when you're homesick or just sick, to go back to your childhood essentials. The funny thing is I didn't even like this stuff when I was a kid. Maybe the mini ravioli I did like a little bit, but I wasn't that big on the Chef Boyardee stuff. It was really the kind of stuff that you're just, forced to eat because that's what the neighbors would feed you when you're being babysat or something like that. But we also got the spaghetti and meatballs, which I think is probably the best of the three options. But let's talk about how impressive this is, because you brought, 12 cans of mini ravioli, 2 cans of spaghetti meatballs, and 2 cans of beefaroni. So 16 cans at 15 ounces each. So basically, and then brought these easy to microwave versions, the beefaroni, 2 of these, and 2 of the spaghetti meatballs, these easy cups here. So that was heavy, right, to carry. Oh, and then macaroni and cheese deluxe. These are good. Original cheddar, the best, of course. And then I don't know, what were you thinking here with the cheddar and garlic? I don't know. No. That's a little too sophisticated. You want just plain artificial cheese, right? Or I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Maybe it is real cheddar. I have no idea. Oh, and then of course, the monster of them all, Gatorade, 3 pounds. Okay, so that's nice. I'm not sure if that's specifically 80s. Honestly, I didn't really start drinking that till definitely 90s when I was in high school. I don't think I drank Gatorade as a kid, but okay, that's nice and sealed. Okay, cool. And a bunch of Jell-Os. These are convenient. I haven't had these in a while, but some vanilla, some chocolate, and some other flavors that I decided not to even introduce because they're so horrible seeming. No, I'm kidding, but I'm pretty boring in that sense. I don't like the other flavors, so I'm probably only going to have those vanilla and chocolate ones. I remember you sent that care package by mail that had the actual pudding cups that took up like half the weight, so that's really wasteful. So these are good to ship. These are good to carry if you're traveling with a suitcase on a plane. And then of course the Jell-Os, and I screwed up because I requested a bunch of orange Jell-O, which was, I think, a bit foolish given that I'm getting the orange Gatorade, and I completely forgot about the most classic flavors of all, the lime Jell-O, cherry Jell-O, lemon Jell-O, all those that are really good. But oh well. So what was it like carrying all this stuff? No, seriously, did you struggle too much, or how bad was it?
I had to redo the suitcase at the gate because it was a little heavier than planned.
2 pounds over, and they were uptight about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to redistribute to the other one. That sucks. That's inconvenient, but at least you managed. And it's impressive. I know there's a few dented cans. I'm going to trust that they weren't at the store and that they really got dented on the way. Otherwise, I'm going to get botulism potentially, so hopefully they really aren't. So it gives me an excuse to eat them quickly then, at least the ones that are dented. Amazingly, only 4 got dented badly, and maybe 2 more.
That's a lot.
Well, they're edible. It's fine. I mean, I already had a few, and 10 of them are perfect, so not bad at all. Okay, so what else? Okay, so that's the food type stuff. I know that's not. I mean, that's kind of a bit of a stretch for this 80s, 90s channel, but it's definitely part of growing up. These flavors, it's pretty fun to go back. Oh, and of course I forgot. Maybe the best thing of all, the Reese's Pieces. That's a classic from any time period, really. The best of these. 4 packets of these, so that's nice. 40 Reese's Cups. That'll last me a little while. Or, I don't know. Yeah, I'll be disciplined, 2 a day at most. Yeah. Okay, some of the other stuff. This is not really 80s, 90s, I know, because it's Star Trek Enterprise. This was what, I think, what was that, like 2001 to 2004, something like that? The complete television soundtrack collection. But let's face it, Star Trek, it's part of, I mean, if you're growing up in the 80s, you're potentially a Star Trek fan. And I know Enterprise is one of those polarizing shows. Some people really didn't like it. Some others seem to be moderately fans of the show. And I know there aren't that many that are enthusiastic fans. I'm definitely in that camp of enthusiastic fans. I just really like this show. I think it was a fun approach to the Star Trek universe. I know it was a little bit, a bit of a departure from the previous ones, but I thought it was very cool. That kind of early pioneering age of space travel. Cool crew, so it was good. And we got the full 4-disc collection, so this is nice. Honestly, it's one of those things that I collect, these soundtracks, but I don't know how much I'm gonna listen to this. You know, it's one of those things I like to have. I used to love listening to the Star Wars soundtracks, but now I don't really listen to soundtracks. I mean, you know, it's nice to listen to music in the movie. I guess it's nice to have, but it's one of those things to just, I guess, collect and feel you have. Let's talk about some of the other things that you got. Oh, why don't you talk about this? This is a funny story. Well, you got the Mario that you bought for me here in Japan.
At the Osaka airport, they have that cool store with all kind of memorabilia of the sort, with models, cars, and figurine, and this one spoke to me.
Yeah. So she bought that, and I'm thinking that she might give it to me, but I don't like the newer figurines. I definitely like the, classic Mario 8-bit imagery, the classic stuff, but I'm not really into the modern stuff. So she decided to, or I guess I told her she can keep it. She'll bring it back, and you can think of me back in the States. This Mario figurine from... Cool. Okay, some of the other stuff they brought, some very cool things. Let's get into some real classic stuff here. So, we've got my first ever sealed comic, or I don't know what you call this. This is the graded, officially encased, or slabbed, or sleeved. I don't know what you call this. This is CGC, universally graded comic books, and I got a Beavis and Butthead number 28. So that was a good pickup. I'm glad you brought it back. And I'm glad you made it safely. It's not cracked or anything, so that's cool. Very nice. This plastic slip looks like the case itself is pretty scratch-free, so it's kind of nice. It's a little weird. I don't really read comics. I was always more of a collector of comic covers. I just like the cool covers. So I guess it's okay, but I can't, frame this myself, and I guess I can't take it out of here. Otherwise, it loses that incredible value, although I don't think a 6.5 graded Beavis and Butthead 28 has that much long-term value, but nevertheless, it's the only one that I have that's encased, so I think I'm going to leave it in the case. You brought some other cool stuff, though, which we can get to here. We got Ren and Stimpy comics, very cool. You brought 4 of them. This is number 2. I'm not going to show them all. I think we had 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. So some of the early ones, very cool. And very nice Star Wars. What is this? Probably 1980, I'm guessing. I don't know, number 37 Star Wars. Very cool. Classic original. In pretty good shape, actually. Pretty good condition. I think I dropped it after you brought it here. I can't believe it. I think I dinged the corner myself. So go figure, it traveled in the mail to you, and then you brought it 5,000 miles, and then I dropped it. And then got one of my favorites, Deadpool number 1, which I know I have a copy somewhere. You have my comic book collection somewhere in the house, and still can't find the original, so at least we got this one for now. So Deadpool number 1, I think the cover might have yellowed a little bit, but it's still in pretty decent condition. And this one is pretty cool. It's the same as one of the Deadpool shoes that I have. I think you can check it in one of the earliest videos that I post on the channel with my Deadpool 3 pairs of shoes. What else was brought? Oh, of course. This is a very cool find. We have the Volcano LCD game by Radio Shack. This is one of the earliest games. I think the earliest one I ever had was Donkey Kong Jr. Those little box-shaped ones. I think it was an orange-shaped box, and it would you'd have to play it in the light so that it would show in color. And it was a very cool game. But after that, the first truly like handheld portable game that I had was this Volcano game. And this is a good find that you brought here. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Comes with the original box. Probably overpaid a little bit for this, but it's a cool novelty. I remember this well. I think this is probably the second video game I ever had. I think I had this before the Nintendo console, but I'm not sure. That's digging pretty far back in my memory. And of course we don't have a battery for it, so we're not going to be able to test it yet. We'll do that in a separate video. That'll be worth it. But wow, it's smaller than I remember. This is but it's in excellent condition. I think it's screen may be a little bit warped there, but not too bad for its age. Very cool. Like I said, I'll put this in a video separately with a nice close-up, and when we get the batteries, let's see, does this thing open? Oh my goodness, there's a battery in there. Thank goodness it didn't leak. Whoa. Okay. And of course it is dead. But okay, that's a little scary with the battery in there. I'm just going to take that out right now before I even forget about it. That's quite amazing. That it's, I don't know, they changed it recently. Oh no, there's some corrosion in there from the battery that leaked. So that's always worrisome. So I'm gonna have to carefully scrub that off, and hopefully the contact points are not ruined, and this thing can still play. So that'll make for an interesting video. Does this 35, almost 40-year-old LCD handheld game turn on again? Is there a date on this? No, so I don't know. We'll find out. But oh, what else? I think that covers most of the stuff. Oh yeah, some stuff that I bought here in Japan. I already opened this. It's going to be coming in a separate video that I opened. And nice new WrestleMania NES game. Everything was in perfect shape, the poster and everything, so I'll open that up. But I'm just thought I'd throw in some stuff that happened kind of right around the time you came for this trip. And I did try it out and play it, and my goodness, that was an awful game. It's quite terrible. That's why it was affordable, even though it was new and sealed. And then I'll talk about in a separate video my Game Gear Micro. My goodness, that's definitely gonna have to be in a separate video because you probably can't even see it from this angle when the camera's so far away. But missing a lot of stuff that you need to bring back in the future that is somewhere in the house, and a lot of stuff that went missing when you moved. So I want that stuff found eventually, especially the comics, some of the games. A lot of my NES original cartridges are missing. But is that it? No, actually, let's take a look at some of these jerseys. So on this trip here, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. Very cool. I don't know how much longer it's going to be relevant for Arizona people who are fans of Auston Matthews, the local Arizona guy who's, of course, one of the biggest stars in the NHL. Currently, it is mid-May 2026. A lot of speculation about whether Auston Matthews will be with the Maple Leafs even next season, let alone when his contract expires in 2 years. And then previous trip, just last year, a very cool jersey. One of my favorites. I know that it's technically a Carolina Hurricanes jersey, but it's so well done for the original Hartford Whalers. I'm a huge fan of those retro, now defunct organizations, the Whalers, the Nordiques, the Jets, the North Stars. I have some items from those teams as well, but this is the only kind of nice official authentic jersey. This is when this was still the Adidas company making them. And then last time you also brought whoa. And on the last trip you also brought the Canadiens jersey, and kind of fitting to have this Canadiens and Whalers as of the filming date. This is I think what, May 16th? What are we today? May 16th. Canadiens are up 3-2 on Buffalo. So you never know, if they can close out that series, we might be looking at the next Eastern Conference matchup right here with the Carolina Hurricanes and Montreal Canadiens. So future videos, you have access to my G.I. Joe collection, so you can film that, and I don't know, we can do some kind of a sync up.
Contribution.
Yeah, exactly. You can just film it and you can narrate it. Also, my Joe Montana card collection. I'd like to go through that. I think that's still back home as well. And if ever you can dig through some boxes and find my classic games, and probably so much more stuff that I have from childhood there. Unfortunately, some of the things that you got rid of will never be found after the move. Still no excuse. So since we have somebody here who can be held accountable right now, my skateboard. If anybody knows a skateboard from around 1996, 1997, I think it had the deck was red with 1 or 2 white ghosts. I really don't remember exactly what it looked like. Kind of reminded me of the Mario ghosts from Mario 64, those boos. It kind of looked like that. I don't know. I tried to Google it. I tried to search images, and I just can't find that skateboard. So that was a disappointing loss. My mushroom lamp, which you did miraculously repurchase on eBay. Well, not the same one, but a very cool kind of glowing mushroom lamp that I won at a Christmas. I think, what is that? Is that White Elephant, the game where you swap gifts and have to fight for them to get them back? And then, of course, my authentic Yuppie figurine, the Montreal Expos mascot, which you also rebought on eBay, but I swear it's not exactly the same. But that's okay. At least it's the thought that counts, the effort that counts. But so I don't know if there's anything else missing, but any comments on why you would sell those items in a garage sale of all things when you're moving?
I plead the fifth.
All right. Well, I guess that's what I get for not coming back to help with the moving. I guess if I'd been there, I could have at least filtered everything out. So I guess maybe I should point the finger squarely back at myself for not going back and monitoring my items. But there's something to think about for future. If ever there's another move, I better go back, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm not sure that I even remember if it's missing or not. And I don't know, maybe that would almost be better if something got sold in a garage sale and I don't remember it. I guess no harm, no foul at that point. Also, from the previous trip, Star Wars poster. I'm not going to unroll it because I don't have the frame for it and I'd like to keep it intact, but some samples of the kind of stuff you've been bringing in the previous trips. Some fun eBay shopping, and really maximizing your check-in luggage value, which you said, what, the rules change now? You can only check in one?
Yeah.
One luggage only, so that's going to change things a bit. Yeah, actually, when I look at this, like, I mean, definitely you won't be able to bring these kind of cans with you, and it's going to have to cut back on the food a lot. I don't know. Of course, it may be worth the price of, how much is an extra check-in luggage, you think?
100.
$100? That's still worth it for like a 50-pound suitcase. Check something in. I mean, if you ship something like this, it costs, a few hundred. Sorry, how hard was it to carry? So you have to change terminals at LAX and carry that.
Not a one. Well, like you said, I had the big duffel bag, which I had strapped on top of my regular full-size luggage, and a small roller carry-on, which I have on the other end, and travel like a champ. Saved $8 of getting a cart, which I could have, but I really didn't need it. The gates are relatively close, so that went very smooth.
Okay. And then once you got in Japan, how was it?
Very easy as well.
Okay.
Just a short walk from the bus terminal to a cab station, and it went very easy.
Cool. So no problem for you to do this again next time. 2 full suitcases then, right?
I guess.
Okay. All right. So we'll have more stuff in future. But before that, yeah, we got to do those G.I. Joe videos and Joe Montana cards. And I would like to find. Yeah, I'm also missing some. I know some boxes of other. I think a lot of hockey cards are missing. Love to find those. And my comic book collection will be good to find. That'd be cool to go through as well. I got some really good ones. Not that, like I said, I don't read them, but I have some great covers. I think there's one with Hulk punching Captain America on the shield. We got the Punisher comic with that Wanted Dead or Alive cover, and a bunch of other cool stuff. Venom #1, Spawn #1, a lot of the X-Men series that had some pretty cool artwork on the covers. So I would like to find those if ever you can dig through the storage in the house, or I guess I have to make my way there and maybe do it myself. So good extra motivation to get back stateside and dig through. But spend half my trip digging through my old stuff and going through the past. But that'll make for a good video, I suppose, for this channel. You know, this 85 to 95 time period. That was such a cool time to be growing up. So I don't know. Is there anything else? I feel like I swear I'm forgetting something that you brought back, or something I got recently. There's so many other jerseys too from your previous trips, but I just showed those ones. I know a lot of the Coyotes jerseys, but those, I mean, you brought those, you know, years ago. Those were, of course, the first ones.
Oh, you put it downstairs.
Hmm?
The 2 figurine downstairs.
Which figurines?
The figurine in the box. And you put it on top of the shelf in the living room.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go get this. Oh. Okay, it's good that you remembered. Yeah, this is very cool. I'm really not into the Funko Pop. What is that called? What is it called? Pop. Wait, what is this? Funko Pop. I'm really not into these much, but for Wayne's World I made an exception because this is such a cool set here. They're in the Chicago Blackhawks gear that they wore in the first movie, and actually in the second movie as well. But of course, the famous scene in the street.
Put it closer to this.
The famous movie scene in Wayne's World when they're out in the street, car, and Wayne's ex-girlfriend goes over the handlebars, bumping into the car there. So it's a very cool set. It's kind of a fun display item. The only other Funko Pops I have are Beavis and Butthead in their Burger World outfits. And then, I thought I'd bring this up. Obviously, this is not 85 to 95 time period. I think this is probably early 2000s, so it's not a childhood thing, but I have to bring it up because this is actually pretty heavy in your luggage. The complete collection of Corner Gas. Pretty funny series. I know it's a Canadian TV show, maybe kind of obscure, but I happened to find it free on YouTube and really got sucked into it. It's a pretty nice, lighthearted, kind of a, I don't know, like a rural Seinfeld. Just very lighthearted, casual comedy. No overarching story arcs. You can pick up an episode at any time and you're not really missing out whether you've watched the first 3 seasons or you watched them all, or if it's your first time ever and you just start watching right in the middle of season 4, you kind of have a clue of what's going on. So fun show, cool package, and surprisingly heavy. I know it's, I guess because it's DVD, there's probably 3 discs per set. It's a heavy little block that definitely added some weight to your luggage. So. Okay, I'm glad you remembered. Yeah, this is a big one here. This is very cool. This was a Target exclusive and obviously hard to get, so I got that. The only other 2 that I would consider getting for the Funko Pop would be Ren and Stimpy. So I'd have the Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy, and Wayne and Garth. Alright, one more thing. This will be in a future video. This is a very small part of my Nirvana collection. These are all the discs that I have not bothered to digitize yet, and these are probably all purchases seriously in the last, I don't know, 2 months or so. So that'll be a separate video. You can see that collection there, all those discs on that shelf. That's all Nirvana, all the books, DVDs on that shelf there. So there, I'm showing my mom now how crazy my collection is. So this is just a recent addition to my Nirvana collection. I'm going to be making a separate video obviously for that, and I'll showcase my digital collection. Probably has around, I don't know how many, it's got to be 300-400 Nirvana. They're not albums, they're live performances and then various collections, outtakes and so forth. And as far as in print and actual physical media, I've got, I mean, it's got to be over 100 discs by now, plus all the special editions, the originals, and so forth. So this is some pretty recent stuff. I'm obviously way behind on the recordings. I haven't done any Nirvana videos other than the 20th anniversary special edition of Nevermind and In Utero, and I think I did the 30th anniversary of Nevermind special edition. I need to get to the 30th anniversary of In Utero, review of that, and then I need to get through all of these here and all the previous ones that I've had for years. So my Nirvana collection is growing to perhaps disturbingly excessively big fan level. Get enough done in Japan?
Yes, I listed all, and it's pretty impressive. total 10 days of travel times and about 7 days in Japan itself.
Yeah, it sucks to lose. I mean, you do lose a lot of time with the travel. You lose basically 2 full days. So, yeah, a 10-day trip is really a 1-week trip in practice. It's a 10-day absence from home, but 7 days, okay. But we're not shopping that much on eBay. I'm trying to slow down. I have so much stuff that I could post on this channel. I don't really need to keep buying stuff other than my Nirvana collection. But obviously, I'm still growing a little bit. But compared to years past, you brought like the eBay stuff is pretty. I don't know. I feel like I may be forgetting something, but yeah, there's not too much stuff compared to the previous trips. I mean, a few jerseys, a few things like this, and mostly food from now on. So, all right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay. So we'll get ready for your return trip, and I guess that does it. Really hope it
The only thing you
works.
forgot to talk about was the mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, mashed potatoes. I don't know if I need to bring that up.
That's another 20 pounds.
Yeah, that's true. That would explain some of the weight. Yeah, the item. Should I bring that in real fast? Yeah, I'll just bring one in. Okay, to show my poor organizational skills, we're going to end the video not on a good note about you returning home and the dog and all that, but instead you reminding me that I forgot one thing, which is, how many was this? 35 bags of, is it, or 25?
25.
25 bags of these Idahoan mashed potatoes, buttery home style, and then some garlic and herbs and roasted garlic. I don't know.
Garlic
different
and
flavors.
butter.
Garlic and butter.
Or roasted herbs and butter. Yes, both.
But to be fair, this is not really 85, 95. I mean, mashed potatoes are pretty timeless, but just while we're talking about how much weight you had to carry, that adds to it, because these are 100 grams each. Yeah, that's a lot. So, a lot of stuff, a lot of food. So. Okay, so now I think that covers just about everything. Yeah, the, I don't know, 20 Jell-Os you brought, and these. Definitely better to bring than to ship, and I think that covers everything now. If we forgot anything, I'll add it in the description. Okay, so I think that does it for this video. Thank you for watching. This is really the end. I'll be posting some more videos. Like I said, the Volcano unit separately, the Game Gear Micro separately. I have my WrestleMania video in progress, including some in-game footage, and then the different videos from back home when you are forced to go through my G.I. Joe collection. I'll narrate it and you film it. And I think that just about does it. So thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.